So I literally get asked all the time, what am I using for my different videos when it comes to YouTube? But it's not so much so just the camera, lens, and the microphone, because video is so much more than that. Actually, I would venture to say the accessories that you use honestly can make or break your content, simply because the accessories make things move. If you don't have good enough batteries, or if you're not using good enough SD cards, then it honestly sucks, because your video is going to get messed up, files broken, and honestly your workflow stops working. So I'm going to share with you my 5 favorite video accessories that you may not be thinking about when you're getting into video, but you may want to pick up. It can help you out tremendously. And later I'm going to share with you my favorite pro tip that helps me to record videos 10 times faster. The first thing that's on my list is the Ulanzi Quick Claw system. If you've been around this channel for a while, then you've heard me talk about my love for this little quick release system. I used to use something different that was already on Amazon. They used to run anywhere from about $10 to $12, and it was honestly just a simple camcorder clip. And that was pretty similar to this, but it's not the same. And one of the things that you have to consider when you're using smaller portable APS-C cameras or something small like the Sony ZV-E10 is making sure it doesn't block the battery door or anything else that you need to access on your camera. That's where these came in handy, and honestly, I love these so much more. I updated them literally to everything that I use that has a tripod mount on it, from microphones to cameras, lights, everything uses these. One of my favorite parts about this is the fact that even though this is a different kind of shape, it's still a square format. So no matter how you want to place this in here, you literally can set it any kind of way and it will click in and it'll work just fine. So I love doing that because there's all kind of different various positions that you may want to put your camera in. And unlike some of the like Manfrotto quick release plates or some of the other ones that are out there, you have to put that plate in a certain way. Or like the Arca Swiss ones, you have to tighten it down consistently. Once you start adding stuff to the camera, or once you have your flip out screen out, it makes it harder to do those functions. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it just gets annoying over time. So having this to literally put this in however I want to works tremendously. And then you have a nice little lock feature, slide it over and it's locked. Now you can push it, but you can't pop that up no matter how hard you try. And I've accidentally almost pulled it up, but because it was locked, it didn't. So that's a really nice feature. Ulanzi Quick Claw, I use it everywhere in the office. Next up on my list is the Manfrotto Pixie tripod. Now I've had a little bit of a love-hate relationship a bit with this, simply because sometimes if my cameras are too heavy, like the A6600, it may not hold the weight as much when you start adding stuff, but it's really not its fault. It's just me wanting to wish I could use it for more than what it's for. But you just need to pull that little lever forward, that little button, and then it can kind of hold a little bit extra weight. But I like this over everything else that I have tried, honestly, from like little handheld tripods, because you literally just push the button and you can move the ball head that's built in here. When I want to keep it pretty much steady in a certain place, then I pull that forward, and now that's a little bit stronger. It's a little bit stronger for me to actually move around, or honestly keep it in place. So I like that, and the flexibility of doing that just honestly works. So if I have my Sony ZV-1 here and I'm putting on this microphone, I got it all rigged up, ready to go. The cool thing with this, when I couple it with the Ulanzi Quick Claw, I can go ahead, push down, it locks in, lock it in place, pull this forward so it stays here, and then I'm good to maneuver this however I want to. No matter how much I shake this or if I take off running, this is good to go. The other thing is that because I can quickly maneuver it, I can just pull these legs out, sit this down, and now this is good as its own little tripod, and it works and it takes care of itself. The fact that it's very simple, the fact that there isn't like a bunch of tighten this, loosen that, extend the leg out, like the other version that they have of this honestly just works so much better. And as simple as it is, I've had it for a couple years. I don't think I'm gonna be switching out to anything else anytime soon, even though there's been some nice updates, or even like the switch pod is really cool. The Manfrotto Pixie just works, especially when I'm traveling, using it for vlogging, holding lights, microphone, it doesn't matter. Super versatile, and something I always have in my kit. My next favorite bit of kit honestly stays on my desk 24/7 and is on whether I'm wanting to watch movies at my computer, or I'm actually going through researching content, or using it to record videos in ECAM Live, and that is the Loop Deck Live. I'm really grateful that Loupedeck sent this over. I've been using it every single day for the last couple months, and it 100% meets my Bee's Knees Hall of Fame awards, simply because it's simple, it works, and it's more versatile, in my opinion, than the Elgato Stream Deck. The Stream Deck has a bunch of buttons that you can push, but this is honestly a touchpad. And the fact that it has actual analog style dials here, but they're also buttons. That plus an additional row of buttons here increases my ability to honestly customize everything that I do. So one way that I use the Loupedeck Live a lot is with ECAM Live. When I'm using ECAM, I have different scenes that are set up for me recording my podcast. That's for me recording training content. That is for me doing a talk and I'm needing to share a presentation, or for me to do a Q&A and a live stream with the Video Simplified community, our membership community. So already that's like 4 or 5 different things that I'm doing, and across multiple scenes. I may have one where it's just me on camera, another one where it's me and the screen share, me and the training or the PDF, or I'm bringing somebody in as a guest on the podcast. All of these different various functions, I don't want to have to create pages or assign a button to open up a page like you would like on the Elgato Stream Deck. But for the Loupedeck, I literally can say, hey, I need about 7 different pages for various functions. All of those need to be organized, and I literally can just press a button on the Loupedeck Live. This is an amazing set of features, and I think they really thought this out, and the fact that I can customize how this layout is going to work. So for example, when I'm doing my recorded versions for the group trainings that we have in our courses in the Video Simplified community, if I know I wanted to have the logo play, have this music start, then transition to me on screen. Yes, I could assign all this stuff and set up some kind of quick keys or something in ECAM, but that also means I need to multiple button press a couple things, and it gets really weird, honestly. But in the Loupedeck Live, all I need to do is go in and say, what is the list of things that I want to happen? I can even time a delay if I'm waiting for a transition to finish, so no music is cut off, nothing's left on the screen that shouldn't be, and really fine tune and tweak exactly what I want to happen. This saves me so much time simply because I don't have to worry about doing anything else in editing. It's already like accounted for. So those weird pauses that you would have when you're recording or live streaming or something like that in ECAM, I don't have to worry about that. You can't even tell that the recorded video is any different than a live video because of how we've customized stuff in the Loupedeck Live. It's a pretty neat piece of kit. And if you don't have one, or maybe you're wanting to know the difference between that and the Elgato Stream Deck, I think you really need to take a look at the Loupedeck Live. We've done a few videos. I'll put a link up in the information card for you to check that out for the playlist of videos and tutorials that we have. My next favorite bit of kit is going to be the SanDisk card readers that they have, specifically the USB-C version. Now this is the latest one that they have, and this will take your UHS-2 card. So basically, as you're upgrading cameras and SD cards and stuff like that, this is going to be able to take care of those speeds without slowing anything down. The reason why I like these over honestly anything else, or even when I'm traveling and you have those different accessories that'll give you extra ports when you're on the go, I still will take this with me to plug into the USB-C port, simply because when you're using SanDisk cards, they'll tell you in the advertising that you must use one of their card readers to get the fastest speeds possible on the card. So just because your card reader on the something like the CalDigit T3 or T4 is pretty good, or anything else, you're just not going to get the same transfer speeds from the card to the computer. That's why this saves me a tremendous amount of time. So they do have this one in addition to having this other one that is still USB 3.0. See the little blue strip on there, but this one, honestly, we don't have as many regular USB-C type A ports, these square ones. We're not seeing this as much. Everything's kind of transitioning to some variation of a Thunderbolt or USB-C or something. So it just kind of makes sense. And honestly, the other thing is the amount of space that you're able to not take up with the regular updated ones. I like this so much more than the previous version, but this something that saves us a tremendous amount of time when we're transferring data from the card to Dropbox, especially with those transfer speeds, so we're not waiting around wasting our time when we could have been doing something else. So for my last bit of kit, I honestly thought about selecting the Rodecaster Pro as my specific audio device and recommendation, but it's not a whole lot that I would do as much as this next piece of a kit that I'm going to recommend, which is the Rode Wireless Go version 2s. I've used a lot of different ones, from the I've tried the ceramic ones, and those are nice, but they're not great. The noise floor is too high in my opinion. The Rode Wireless Go 1s honestly was an industry disruptor, and it was pretty good when it came to a lot of features that you needed to go into a $500 or $600, even $1,000 wireless kit before you got some of those benefits. And then you've had like companies like Comica that came out with the Boom XD that honestly, they've been making some additional updates, but it still isn't quite the quality that Rode has. This is where the Rode Wireless Go 2s come into handy, because you have things like the record only feature that you can do on the Rode Wireless Go. So what this means is, let's say you're just needing to record the audio, or you're going to be too far away, you don't want to deal with any connectivity issues, or maybe you forgot your cable at home. This definitely happens more than I care to admit. So you can still record to the device with the internal memory. You don't need any extra SD cards, and then you can sync the audio up in post. They also have really nifty features on there where the flag will let you know where there were dropped audio clips if there was some kind of connectivity issue. But they've really beefed it up a lot in the sense that you don't have to worry about your clips dropping. When I spoke at Social Media Marketing World, I went ahead and used the Rode Wireless Go 2s, and I found it very interesting that on both occasions when I spoke at People of Video and Social Media Marketing World, both of the audio engineers hooked me up as well with a Rode Wireless Go kit of their own, the version 2s, for the exact same reasons. So this is something that you can trust that audio professionals feel comfortable using, that in your business and your brand, even for those speaking engagements that are really important to you, this is a reliable set. So it kind of doesn't matter if there's any cutouts or anything like that. This continues to record whether the camera is on or off or whatever. And you can optimize the settings. And the best feature that I love is that they keep updating them to make them better. They can't do anything about, for example, the lack of a headphone port that I think is an honest miss that the DJI mic came out with a little bit later. So we'll see what like a version 3s are looking like in the future. But I digress. The most important features that you need are already in the kit, but having something like the app where it's constantly updating and just whatever people are asking for, if they can do it in software, they're updating it pretty quickly and relatively regularly with the Rode Wireless Go 2s. I think this is a fantastic bit of kit that you probably should consider if you don't already have one. So earlier in this video, I talked about how I'd share with you what I do to make sure that I can record almost like 10 times faster. And honestly, that's creating systems around what I'm doing. And that's using number one, ECAM Live. And I build a folder and a scene structure to make sure that I can do that. If you don't have ECAM, you want to get a free trial of that, you could go to diana.link/ECAM. But I also couple that with the Loop Deck Live, like I mentioned, and I share that with my community. But even if you're not a part of the Video Simplified membership community, you can definitely join by clicking on the link down in the description. Or if you just want to get access to my free template for a pro live streaming setup that includes the ECAM Live setup and the Loop Deck Live, make sure you go to the link on the screen, or you can click down below to get access. And if you want to walk through that exact training of how I set that up step by step, make sure you click on the video on the screen. I'll walk you through.